Hi, it's Louise at Spiral Bright Insight. It's the 31st of January, final day, first month of 2025. And I want to do a quick check-in because there are some lovely sort of things going on in the chart today. Now, what I am drawn to specifically is Venus at 11 degrees of Aquarius. Now, Venus at 11 degrees of Aquarius is in a beautiful trine to Jupiter at 11 degrees of Gemini, and the fact that this, or the reason that this is speaking to me so profoundly today, is because my natal Venus is at 11 degrees of Aquarius. So I am having my Venus return. Now, you know, this is, for me, it is a great day, and the way it's sort of playing out, I have had a coaching call with my business coach who I took on towards the end of last year. So, you know, we have been doing the Venus return themes essentially as part of my work today. You know, and when you have a Venus return, it really helps you to hone in on what it is that you are here to share with the world, essentially your gifts, your talents, what it is that makes you special. You know, it's a great day for the feel-good factor as well, for spending time with friends and loved ones. And, you know, just for, in Aquarius, you know, Venus in Aquarius can often suggest gifts that don't quite fit in with the mainstream. And, you know, go figure what is it that I do for a living. I wouldn't call galactic astrology and soul guidance necessarily a mainstream job, but it is about, I think for me at this time, really starting to claim what it is that I am here to do, what I am gifted at, and really start to see the value that that can bring to other people. And of course, I'm not saying that I haven't been able to see that before. You know, of course I have. But, you know, again, it is just almost like a check-in point, which is being really well supported by the trine to Jupiter. Obviously, Jupiter is still in retrograde motion. So Jupiter in Gemini at 11 degrees is very much about sort of accessing that insight, that wisdom. I'm drawn to the fact that we are working with the number 11, which, you know, is often about channeling information and insight and energy that is coming straight from spirit or the higher self into the ground, into the body, into the consciousness of my current into my consciousness. So, you know, there is very much a sense of, you know, new wisdom, understanding coming in that is helping to expand me, but also this is a collective transit. So everybody has got this Jupiter trine Venus in the chart today. So, you know, this is about really sort of getting to the nub of understanding how you are valuable in this world. And because we're working with Aquarius, you know, this is really helping to bring into the light anything that is perhaps or might be considered as slightly weird, slightly fringe, slightly eccentric, wacky, unconventional. You know, this is often about, with Venus and Aquarius, it is about embracing the parts of you and the gifts that you've brought in that maybe do challenge the status quo, that maybe do challenge the narrative. But this is about progress, and this is about sort of embracing the future. This is about seeing what it is that you are here to contribute. What is it that makes you unique? What is it that, you know, is special about you that you can give and bring to the collective? Sort of acknowledging that we all have something special, and often it is about finding that. And once you find that and it sort of clicks in and is fully activated, and of course with Aquarius, you know, this is Uranian territory. This is about activations. This is about downloads. This is about awakening and enlightenment. So, you know, there is this beautiful kind of trine going on, which is really helping us to expand our understanding of our gifts, what it is that makes us unique, what it is that, you know, we are here to really value about ourselves, but also is valuable in order enough to contribute and make a difference to the greater collective. So Super cool, beautiful energies. What is even more special about today is that the asteroid Hecate and the asteroid Vesta are both at 10 degrees of Scorpio. So they are in a square to Venus in Aquarius. Now, I've been talking a lot about this witch wound. For me, Hecate is, the goddess of spells, of magic, very strong link to witchcraft. But also in Scorpio, it is kind of creating this, this tension, this really strong catalyst for growth. And for me, my interpretation of this is that, if you have had experiences, lifetimes, memories, sort of programming, beliefs, whatever it is that sort of have made you, judge, gifts that are maybe slightly unconventional, that maybe sort of challenge the status quo or a little bit sort of fringe, very alternative, and that has caused a problem in the past, and you have got sort of these more negative associations or memories or connections or whatever it is, then this is the time for these to start to be released and cleared through the transformational and healing energy of Scorpio, through the square to Venus in Aquarius. So, it is time to start to just release and let go of all those connections to past timelines where you have had fear when it's come to expressing or using your gifts that maybe are slightly unconventional. But ultimately, they are needed to support the collective as we move forward. And therefore, this is the time when we are here to clear them. And of course, there's lots of other aspects in the chart that are really promoting, forcing and encouraging this at this time. But it was really interesting, that this is happening in the chart today. And of course, as Hecate and Vesta, who I'll talk about in a minute, come to 11 degrees of Scorpio, they will be creating an exact square with my natal Venus. So let's see, is this the time when I clear this witch wound for once and for all? We will see. I will keep you posted about that. But I do feel it is, it's in progress, it's happening, it's unfolding. And it's quite challenging, but it's also very beautiful as well. So Vesta is the goddess of the hearth, of the home. She represents the inner light that can never be put out. I talked about this conjunction between Hecate and Vesta in my new moon video. So, this again is just reminding us that, the flame cannot be extinguished. And it is about coming home to the self and starting to claim and embrace those beautiful gifts, that wisdom, that light that we all carry within, especially those who perhaps, have maybe been challenged or persecuted in other timelines or in other versions of the sort of the self in our experience, that have created fear and a need to hold back, to hide away, to sort of maybe keep things under lock and key, because of what might happen if you do stand up and start to say, this is what I can do. But actually, this with this square and with the times that we're in, this is very much encouraging us to let go, because that is an old timeline. It is not going to happen this time round, or that is very much the message I am being given. It's time to step into all of you, to embrace those weird and wonderful parts of you, not to fear and not to be concerned and sort of fear the judgment of other people, but actually by you standing in your power, being authentic, sort of saying, actually, yeah, this is who I am, I'm here. And, actually, I'm pretty awesome, and this is what I can do. You are giving other people permission to do that for themselves. And, often, you can be a role model and an inspiration without even realizing it. As you go through your own challenges and your own stories and your own healing, you actually become sort of that way shower and that light and that guide for other people. So it's really important, I feel, that, today, embrace and accept and love who you are and what you can do and what makes you special. And if it's something that is very different to everybody else, and then maybe people, or you think there's people looking at you going, she's or he totally weird, totally crazy, don't get it. Actually, it's like, no, it doesn't matter what other people think. It's what you hold on to, and the sort of light and that strength and that kind of inner knowing and inner acceptance of who you and what you are that is important. Absolutely, hands down. And this is what I feel this transit is really helping us to connect to. So, of course, you know, there are some beautiful galactic fixed star energies as well, with Jupiter in Gemini, 11 degrees. He is currently conjunct Aldebaran. So this is the royal star, the watcher in the east, linked to Archangel Michael, so some really beautiful archangelic energies. This is also the star of enlightenment, linked to the mystery schools, sort of the ancient wisdom, you know, in terms of really helping us to evolve and understand more about who and what we are, and also what is going on in our world. Archangel Michael helps to sort of cut through anything that is holding us back, so that feels really, really potent. We also have a trine to Corvus in Algorab, which is at 13 degrees of Scorpio. So again, you know, slightly far out in terms of the conjunction to Corvus and Vesta, although that is going to sort of, the gap is going to close as they move forward. But Corvus the messenger is really, or Corvus the crow, is about that ability to move between dimensions, to move between worlds, and to carry messages, which again just feels really sort of pertinent to what it is that I am sort of claiming, what Jupiter is helping us to do as well. The energy of the 11, the channeling, the insight, the wisdom that is coming through. It just feels really, really beautiful. And of course, a crux is also very close to Hecate and Vesta in a square to Venus. So again, you know, this is about really getting to the heart of the matter, to the gold, the diamond that lies within, to acknowledging that often we have to go, you know, all different directions and walk different paths in order to come home to the self. But, you know, there is also that nod to the fact that Crux is the Southern Cross. It's a navigational sort of pattern in the sky. And again, this is about that guiding light, but ultimately to come home to the self, to claim that inner light through Venus, to perhaps sort of change your understanding through Hecate, and, you know, who's using words and spells and incantations to create a version of reality, or to create an outcome, and ultimately to claim what it is that makes you really special and really unique. And just know that as you start to own that, you can start to take it out to the world, and the world needs that so much more than you can ever really know. And yeah, it feels really beautiful. And also, to add to that, the moon in Pisces is opposing Thuban in the Draco constellation. So that is gorgeous, powerful dragon energy sort of being activated through the moon's transit, and also has just gone past Deneb Adige in the Cygnus constellation. So again, really archangelic, beautiful, mystical, ethereal energies with the moon in Pisces, who's obviously going to come and conjunct Saturn, then Neptune, then the North Node, sort of as part of his transit through Pisces. So we are feeling a little bit more sort of mystical and more psychic, more spiritual, and really sort of starting to think more about unity consciousness as well, and compassion for all that is and all the beings that we are experiencing this lifetime with. So really, really gorgeous energies. I hope there's been something in there that, you know, is going to speak to you, that you can take away. Obviously, I come on and share sort of what I am called to, and trust that there's always a reason for that, and that somehow it is adding value. So if you have liked this video and you haven't subscribed yet, please do subscribe to my channel. You know, I am growing. It is slow, it is steady, but the reach is starting to widen, and I'm really grateful to everybody who watches my content. And I also have the super thanks button now on my channel. So if you value sort of what I'm sharing, and, you know, you feel you want to make a contribution, that would be so gratefully received. So also sign up for my mailing list if you have not already done so, at spiralbright.co.uk, and you can find out about all the services and readings that I offer on there as well. So thank you so much, and I wish you an amazing rest of your day, an amazing weekend, whatever you're doing. And I really hope that you are able to feel the love in some way, certainly for others, but also for yourself today. So sending lots of love.